Hi there everyone, this is Kelly Gettelfinger with Always Stampin' Videos. Thank you for purchasing access to the birdhouse note card holder tutorial. So before we get started, I'll just ask you that you share these projects with your Stampin' friends and your Stampin' Up! Downline only through the process of person-to-person sharing. Please do not share this video by allowing others to watch it with you. Please do not share these ideas with any written form, such as written or photograph tutorial. All rights and privileges to this video, as well as its components, are strictly reserved for Kelly Jean Gettelfinger, me. Should you enjoy this video with your Stampin' friends, or should you enjoy sharing it with your Stampin' friends and your Stampin' Up! Downline, please refer them to my blog, alwaysstampin.blogspot.com, and we'll get started. Alright, so as you can see, this is a really cute little box that will actually hold 3x3 note cards or 3x6 greeting cards. I'm also going to show you how to create 3x3 note cards with a little twist on the measurement, and out of just one sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And then I'll also show you how to create 3x6 greeting cards with a little twist on the measurements from just one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And those work great inside the little birdhouse box. So there you have it. Okay, we'll get started on the box. You're definitely going to need your Simply Scored tool, and you're going to begin scoring with the long side of your cardstock to the top of your Simply Scored tool, and you're going to score that at 4 inches, 5 1/4, 9 1/4, and 10 1/2. Okay, I'll say that again. Begin by scoring at 4 inches, 5 1/4, 9 1/4, whoops, and 10 1/2. Oh, goodness. There we go. Alright, quarter turn your cardstock. Oh, I'm sorry, before you quarter turn your cardstock, you're going to pencil mark at 2 inches right here and 7 1/4 inches. Okay? Then you're going to quarter turn the cardstock and you're going to score it at 3 inches and 7 1/4 inches. Let me just give you those measurements again. You're going to pencil mark at 2 inches and 7 1/4 inches. That's with the long side to the top of the cut, or the Simply Scored tool. Quarter turn and score at 3 inches and 7 1/4 inches. Alright? Now, what we have now is something that looks a little bit like this. Alright, where we pencil marked the 2 inch and the 7 1/4 inch, we're actually going to trim away this entire corner, this entire peak of our house, and then we will trim this piece away, this piece, and this piece, and that's going to give us our two peaks of the front and the back of the house. So let me show you how to do that now. So let's just go ahead and trim away the little side panels. This piece is going to come out first. There we go. Then this teeny tiny piece at the bottom here. Let me see here. Flip it this way. Oops. Those pieces are just going to get thrown away. And then we're going to go ahead and slice through this other panel here in the middle, but leave it intact. Okay, so it looks like this. Now this gives us room to go ahead and trim from that pencil mark down to this corner, pencil mark to the corner, and same thing on the other panel. And we can do that right here in our 12 by 12 personal trimmer. Okay, so there's that. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this other one. But the easiest way to do this other triangular panel is to pull that center piece down and then bring it in to our trimmer. Okay, there we go. And while that center panel is still turned down, we'll go ahead and get this area trimmed away. Okay. And the last one will just be normal, without anything folded down. Okay, there we have it. Alright, and now you're going to take your paper snips and just slice up into these bottom tabs. So it looks like this. Okay. We're finished with our trimmer. And now, for time's sake, I'm using snail, but you'll want to use sticky strip here. We're going to add adhesive to this tiny panel at the very end. 3 panels at the bottom. And you're going to add just 1 strip of adhesive here on this center panel. Okay, just right down the center. And now our box is ready to put together. This part just folds flat. The bottom will just fold in. And then this is where we're going to put our roof and the measurements for our roof and our siding around the house. The roof is 1 strip of Designer Series paper, 1 3/4 inch by 9 inch, and the siding paneling will be 3 inches by 12 inches. Now the roof just gets folded in half. And then you're going to center it right on top here as best as you can. This is kind of a little bit of guesswork. And you're just going to hold it here with your finger. Alright, let's try it again. Okay, now you can see it's not straight, so I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to mark it where it's at. I'm going to gently peel it back off. And then I'm going to line it up so that it's centered. And there we have it. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put on our siding panel. And we'll put adhesive all the way around. Okay, and I'm going to start in the very back. And I'm going to line it up with this piece, or this score line, at the bottom of our pitch, the pitch of our roof. Okay, and then I'm just going to start working it around. Pinch it when you get to the corners. And there you have it. Alright, so now to get our ribbon in here on the roof here, we're just going to feed our 1/2 inch circle punch all the way up onto our roof and punch. And that's going to give us a hole for the ribbon. And then here at the center of our box, same thing. And then our ribbon will just feed through both of those openings. Now on this one, I actually used my crocodile, and I made a little slit for my ribbon, and I put in 2 holes. But again, that was with my crocodile, and then that ribbon just feeds up through there. And you tie it closed. Just like that. Okay, so now let me show you how to make those quick cards that you can add to your box. Now, ideally, note cards are 3 inches by 3 inches. I like to make note cards out of 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock that are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we're going to make 6 note cards from 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. The first cut you're going to make is with the short side of the cardstock to the top of your personal trimmer at 2 3/4. The first cut is going to be at 2 3/4. Okay? Now you're going to take and trim this piece at 5 1/2. Right? Just this one piece, 5 1/2. There's 2 of our cards. Okay? Now this last piece, we're going to trim off just 1/4 inch. Trim away 1/4 inch. Alright? Now if you cut your cardstock in half and then think you can get 3 note cards on each side, they're going to be even smaller than 2 3/4, and my goal is to get them as close to 3 by 3 as possible. So I'm just going to trim away 1/4 inch. Okay, and throw that away. And then we're going to 1/4 turn the cardstock so that the long side of the cardstock is at the top of the cutter. And we are going to trim every 2 3/4 inch. you'll be creating 4 more note cards. So there's 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and we have all together 6 note cards. Okay? That once we fold these, they look just like a 3x3 note card. Like I said, if you go any smaller, it's going to be so tiny that it doesn't really look like a note card. Okay? Alright, and then real quick, I'll just show you how to get those greeting cards that look like they're 3 inches by 6 inches. And again, I like using my 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I'm just going to trim off 1/4 of an inch. There's my marker. So trim away. One 1/4 of an inch. All right. And did I say, I'm sorry, with the short side to the top of your cutter. Alright. There we have it. And now you're going to trim every 2 3/4. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then once we fold that, and that way, this little card will fit inside your birdhouse note card holder. It will also fit into Stampin' Up's medium-sized envelopes, and it will fit into regular letter-sized envelopes if you like using those. So there you have it, and I appreciate that you would keep this private tutorial private and only share it with your friends through pointing them to my blog, alwaysstampin.blogspot.com, and I hope you have a creative day.